Hi, I'm Joe Sokolovic, Vice Chair of the Bridgeport Board of Education, speaking tonight as an individual. The opinions I express are my own, but the facts belong to everyone. I'm here on behalf of more than 19,000 Bridgeport students and over 2,500 teachers, paraprofessionals, and school-based staff who show up every day for those children, often without the resources they need and without the support they deserve. Up to now, much of the conversation about Bridgeport's school budget has focused on state shortfalls. And let me be clear, the state does bear responsibility, and the state should be doing better. But tonight we must confront an uncomfortable truth. Local decisions matter, and local responsibility has been absent for far too long. Because whether our schools stabilize or slide further into crisis is determined right here by choices made at the city level. So let me start with the single most important fact in this entire discussion. Bridgeport funds its local share of education at the lowest or second lowest per pupil level of all 169 municipalities in the state of Connecticut. That is not rhetoric. That is public record. That fact is often used to imply that the state makes up the difference. But here is the reality. When a city chronically underfunds its schools locally, it weakens its position with the state and locks itself into long-term instability. The state aid formula was never designed to fully replace local responsibility. It was designed to supplement it. And when we pretend otherwise, children pay the price. Unfortunately, many budget presentations you've seen blur this reality intentionally or not by mixing together local operating dollars with state grants, bonded construction costs, interest payments, and even basic municipal services. Let me be very clear. Traffic control is not education. Interest on city-owned buildings is not instruction. Accounting reclassifications do not educate children. None of that changes the core truth. Bridgeport underfunds its schools locally and has for years. And when you compare us to cities with similar or even worse economic challenges, the disparity is impossible to ignore. According to the most recent data on the state school finance website, Waterbury invests approximately $1,196 more per student in local education funding than Bridgeport. New Haven invests approximately $2,200 more per student locally than Bridgeport. Now multiply that gap by roughly 20,000 students. That's about $24 million less per year than Waterbury, and more than $44 million less per year than New Haven. Let that sink in. If Bridgeport simply invested locally at the same level as New Haven, we would not be talking about cuts tonight, we would be talking about growth. This isn't an abstract policy debate. The consequences of chronic underfunding are real, immediate, and measurable. Over the last several years, at least 378 positions have already been eliminated from Bridgeport Public Schools. That includes 243 documented position cuts between 2016 and 2020, 117 positions lost when ESSER relief expired, and additional cuts in the most recent budget year, including approximately 18 certified librarian positions. These are not theoretical positions. These jobs are gone. Their absence is felt in classrooms, hallways, libraries, and support services right now. Students feel it when class sizes grow. Teachers feel it when support staff disappear. Families feel it when programs vanish. And let me be clear about what is being proposed. The $106 million request from the Board of Education is not about excess. It is about restoration. It is about clawing back what was stripped away, about making up for roughly 3 years of damage caused by systemic underfunding simply because these children live in Bridgeport instead of Waterbury or New Haven. Now I'm a realist. I understand we likely will not receive the full $106 million. So let's talk about reality. We need at least $44.1 million simply to maintain existing services and stop further damage. Without that investment, the consequences are unavoidable. School closures, transportation reductions, program eliminations, larger class sizes, and let me say this unmistakably, we have already cut every single librarian. There is nowhere left to cut. Every dollar not invested is not efficiency. Every dollar not invested is a cut to a child's future. And this did not happen overnight. This pattern has repeated for nearly a decade, year after year. Education budgets fall short. Education absorbs staffing cuts. Other departments are shielded. Every department but education is protected from job losses. To the freshman members of the City Council, please hear me. Do not fall for false narratives. You will hear, we have a whole city to budget for. Yes, you absolutely do. So ask the logical next question. Why is it only education that is forced to sacrifice year after year? Why is it only children who are asked to carry this burden? If the goal truly is the well-being of the entire city, how does weakening the school system, our most important public institution, serve that goal? If cuts are necessary, why are they not distributed equitably across departments? And if they are not, then let's be honest about the choice being made, because these outcomes are not inevitable, they are the result of decisions. And the cost of those decisions is paid by children who have no vote, no voice, and no seat at this table. So tonight I urge the City Council to do 3 things. First, move beyond a status quo budget. Second, at a minimum, match New Haven's local per pupil funding to prevent further harm. And third, seriously consider fulfilling the full $106 million. Request to begin repairing the damage caused by years of chronic underinvestment. Because meaningful education reform does not begin in Hartford, it begins at home. Bridgeport students cannot afford another year of delay, another year of excuses, another year of preventable loss. The question before you is simple. Will this city finally take responsibility for its children, or will we keep asking them to pay the price? Thank you.